Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. I want to say double honors unto the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Real quick, what you saw was a video. This was a brother, he recorded a video in Walmart. And, get this shit off my phone, ain't no damn Burger King. He recorded a video in Walmart, not sure which state, but it doesn't matter because if you really look at the statistics and you look at the food chains and the supply chains, everything is pretty much limited, man. You know, like we've had this shortage for damn near a year now when they was hoarding up the containers out there in the West Coast in Cali on the ports. They wasn't letting certain containers come in from different countries, so they were just sitting there. And the distribution centers were pretty much losing money and revenue by the hour because they wasn't able to distribute these goods to the stores, etc. All right. And if they were able to get some of the containers out, it was only very few, very limited. But majority of them were just sitting out there in the ocean waiting to be shipped. Then due to the jab, you had protesters of national drivers that said that they wasn't going to deliver these goods into the stores, etc. Mainly in Canada and parts of the United States because of the certain mandate. So the civil division is here. It's clearly evident, okay? The Most High is stirring things up through the spirit. And now, you know, we got to be more on point than ever because, hey, if you blink, like I say, this is like one of my favorite quotes. If you blink, you're going to miss something. All right? So with that being said, man, and that's the spirit because I went to Walmart yesterday. And I seen some of the same things, you know, certain shelves and so forth, mainly in the produce department, the meats and etc. They was pretty limited. It was pretty out of stock. All right. And usually for Walmart, I mean, that's kind of unlikely. But then again, you got those that may not stock the meat sections until certain times. But usually that's fully stocked. OK, the fish, the chicken, you know. Mainly the so-called fresh produce, the non-frozen shit is pretty much gone. But like you still can find frozen foods in certain departments. But even in the potato where they got like the starchy stuff like the lasagna and the potatoes and stuff like that. You know, like Case Brothers go get the the casseroles and stuff like that. A lot of the potatoes and the fries and stuff was out of stock too. Now they had an increase of bread. You know, they had the regular stuff, but mainly in the produce and the frozen food section, they were running out of food, man. And I'm Salakia, man. My allergies bothering me, but I believe that through the spirit, man, they're hoarding these foods, or meaning that they're kind of containing them and they're rationing them out because in certain countries, man, they're rationing out food right now. Okay, so that's how you know that we're getting ready to hit a global collapse any day now. Okay, which is gonna open up the full gates for the Karagma systems, and that's what we're waiting on. That's the next major prophecy before we're delivered post World War III or during the midst of World War III. But before the war goes to that type of level of devastation, the MOTB systems have to be intact first. They have to be a thing, you know. We ain't getting out of here unless the you know what is coming first. So we got to focus more on that as far as the prophecy is concerned, you know. But nonetheless, these things will come to pass. Esau, through the spirit, the Most High has him kind of speeding things up. But, you know, he can always go faster. The dollar is done. So, hey, we can expect a collapse any day now. And, hey, I mean, any day now. But we'll see. All right. So it says in 2021, shortages of certain products was still a novelty. But now even that we've bought new calendars, the condition of the world refused to recognize that anything has changed. It says on January 14, Reuters reported that the grocery store shortages were continuing to worsen across the United States with the emergence of Omarion. Okay, and I say Omarion, Dan, because, hey, you can't say in its fully entirety. You have to say Omarion, which they're using these certain things and plan things in order to control the global distribution centers, the money, you know, the jobs, the economy, because this economy is probably at its worst since the Great Depression. And that just honestly quiet as kept. We're really in a depression right now, but they're steady printing more money to keep the economy afloat. But eventually that's just gonna sink because eventually the money is just gonna be totally devalued. Okay, to the point that nobody is gonna be able to use cash anymore. And you can look up that during the time of the Weimar Republic. It says there isn't a new reason for these issues. The C-19 is raging, and workers want better compensation after initially dealing with the ordeals of that. And a lot of people are walking away from jobs for that very instance. You know, like you have what they call essential workers, but essential workers aren't getting the pay for working through a so-called dangerous pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're spraying all the chemicals in the air, people are actually falling ill to weaken respiratory immune or to weaken respiratory systems or your immune system, so to speak. You know, your respiratory is getting broken down by the day because you're breathing in these chemicals and toxic barium oxide, which is from these planes, these chemtrails, you know, and it's causing the weather to be all out of whack. But it says the Civil Eats reported all the way back in April 2020. It says the strain placed upon the national supply chain due to the number of infected workers was already causing the issues because a lot of people are afraid of going to work. You know, they're calling off often, like the freaking medical center or the healthcare field. They're lacking employees. I'm to the point I'm seeing that hospitals have got hiring signs out there. It's to the point like if you if you just have like a bit of schooling to be a nurse, they'll take you on and train you in on the job, you know. Which, you know, I mean, they pay pretty good money, you know, to be a nurse, but still, it's just like working in a hospital, is it even worth it at this point? And the fact you got to get, you know, you got to get twisted up. But anyway, it says supply chains are so efficient that they call them just-in-time food delivery systems, right? Because, you know, like I said, these shelves are being stocked, but it's very limited. And the minute that they are stocked and they're selling out, like it's to the point that in certain stores, it could say you only can buy 2 pounds of ground beef for a limit. You know, back in the day, you was able to buy as much meat as you can afford. Okay, which meat, that's pretty much the primary diet of the American diet. Is the reason why everybody is all sick and, you know, the blood is all toxic because they consume too much meat. You know, meat, too much of it will it pretty much causes your blood to be toxic, man. Okay, meat does away with your alkalinity levels. This is why you got to balance it. It's not good to eat it every day, and that's the primary focal point of American diet is meat. Like in the Book of Daniel, you got what they call the king's. They call it the king's. Fuck it, what is it called? Not the king's meal. The king's. Fuck, it's something the king, but basically, believe they wanted to with Daniel. But instead, I think he went on like a Daniel fast. He ate what was sufficient to his diet. But you know, called the king's meat. You know, where you eat the pretty much so-called delicacies of the society. Like in this setup, king's meat will be, you know, like turkey dinner or like ham. You know, just like the typical shit that people eat. You know, ham, it would be macaroni and cheese or, you know, mackerel, stuff like that. You know, like fish, which fish is actually good for you. But the king's meat, meaning was promoted as far as the acceptable foods in society, like lobster, catfish, what do you call the other stuff? Crab. Those are considered king's foods, man. Okay? Nothing that we're supposed to be consuming, by the way. So all this meat that people is consuming, which is not a sin to eat meat, okay? You know, we all eat it. But, you know, I think, you know, we've overly ate it too much because every time we had dinner with the family, you either had chicken or meatloaf or something on the table that had something to do with meat, beef or something, you know, which probably turkey and fish is probably some of the best meats you can eat, you know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It says Robert Kearney, the director of the Sustainable Food Systems at Prescott College, explained to the publication, but in other words, hiccups morphs into ripples, and ripples disrupt the whole system, and that's those birth pains. Okay, because clearly they blaming it on Amarian, but we already know that Esau Edom is behind this via Yahweh Shemi Hawashai's left hand. Okay, this is what the Most High is causing on the left hand for his purpose, because it's all about prophecy. You know, because now they're talking about a new strain of HIV that was found out there in Europe that's more transmissible. But hey, we haven't heard about that in decades, man. You know, allegedly they got, I won't say they have a cure for it, but they have something that sustained the systems, which everything is curable. But you got to ask yourself, man, ever since they've been dishing out these three-pointers, they've been talking about an influx of this particular virus now. You put two and two together because now we're figuring out that the jump shot, it could be AIDS induced. You know, so you get that, man. It's pretty much, you pretty much have the blood of an HIV patient, man, which according to them is uncurable. So, you know, hey, man, like I said, it's not a wise thing to do to be, you know, dealing with the three-pointer, man, especially if your range ain't that far. But anyway, it says the most obvious proponent of the supply shortage of the Omicron variant, which has pushed the United States to a new record of daily cases. But in a report by the Los Angeles Times, the variant created even more difficulty for supply chain operators. It says both stores and food production companies saw increasing infection rates reduced in their input. But meat processing plants, for example, are also now beginning to see a drop in productivity. People are quitting. It says this despite the fact that they have yet to experience the surge of cases that defined them in the earliest stages of the you-know-what. All right. But it says the supermarket chain of Stu Leonard's revealed to CBS that in the early January, 8% of his staff was either sick or forced to quarantine in the case that they were sick. It says Stu Leonard Jr., chief executive of Stu Leonard's, detail of what number means in terms of stores functions. OK, and I'm going to end it there. I'm not going to read it all. This is a pretty lengthy article, but you could put two and two together. But basically, they blaming this shit on, you know, B2K, which is deeper than that, man. OK, but I mean, nonetheless, it was all designed to bring in the failing of the economy. All right. So, matter of fact, before I go to the second Ezra 6 chapter, I'm going to go to second Ezra 16. And I'm going to start here at verses. Let's start at verses 35. It says, "Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord." The servants of the Lord are the prophets, man. Okay. It says, "Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it." And how do you receive it? By indulging in it, believing it, understanding it. Okay. Speaking it, teaching it, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Right. The gods of this world is telling you that everything is going to be all right and prosperous, but it's not. You know, the Ma'at text, you know, the Book of the Dead, you know, the Book of Islam or the Quran. None of that stuff is going to foretell the end of this empire. Okay. But the Holy Bible indeed foretells the end. And it reads here, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Okay. Because now, like I said, these different plagues are hitting the earth like daily. You know, I won't be surprised by the end of the week, you may have like some type of new fucking variant that's going to surface itself and say, here we go. You know, and it's going to keep doing it. And because the scriptures say that you should remain in the midst of these plagues. So even if they are man-made or fabricated to some degree, nonetheless, they're still plagues. Okay, because people are really panicking. They're believing in it. It's to the point that people are driving in vehicles with fucking hoods on, man. The whole goddamn face, you know, shield. Like they playing hockey or something, man. You know, and it's crazy. All right, because if it's going to get you, it's going to get you anyway. There ain't nothing you can do. But it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. But as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compares her womb, which pains and the child cometh forth, and they slack not a moment. So even so should not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world should mourn, and sorrow should come upon it on every side. Okay, so hey, sorrows are coming upon it. Everybody is mad and stressed out, but you peons in America, you seem to think everything is okay. Like here you see the damn ship getting ready to hit the iceberg, but you still partying. You clearly see the iceberg is there. Okay, you got a chance to evacuate ship. The sirens are going off, the bells are ringing. But yeah, you people just point, oh wow, here comes the iceberg. You getting ready to run right into it. You see it in front of you. You know, but you choose to ignore the signs, man. That's why it's going to be greater when these plagues hit this side of, when this system completely shuts down, these people are going to lose their damn minds, man. Okay. And it's going to be a beautiful thing to say, hey, we told you so. We told you so. All right. Because through the spirit, we did tell you so. Like we're telling you so right now. And the scriptures say, stand upon your watch, man, and blow the trumpet. We're blowing the trumpet. Okay, but hey, everybody looks at us like we're crazy, but we've been accurate up until this point. With the prophecies and stuff like that, with the things happening, food shortages, the MOTB systems that's fully in operation, and just a matter of transition of currency. These things are happening, man. Okay, and it says, "Oh my people, hear my words and make you ready to the battle." It says, "And in those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth, man." And it says, "He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose," right? Because shit, man, there ain't no point in investing in anything no more. I mean, you invest, you get your money, you do what you do, but eventually all the investment opportunities we have, whether we make good on them or bad, it's still going to be as we didn't do it. Okay, because like I could just sell a house tomorrow and make 50 bands off commission, and then we have a collapse. Then it's like the money shit. What can we do with it? So it's just one of those things. You got to kind of get it day by day, and before you know it, it's just gonna be done. Okay, and that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on this shit to really break down for real, because now that's when the faith really is gonna kick in. Why people gonna be out here losing their minds because they can't find bread. Like people was fighting over toilet paper last year, man, about 2 years ago. So just imagine how when these people, when they don't have the substance to get. Okay, but 2 Ezra 6, and I'm gonna start at verses 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." Right, the stores. All right, you're seeing that now. The sown places unsown. The department stores. Stores are closing down. And a lot of these Walmarts are being emptied out, and they're being converted into FEMA camps, man. People got actual footage of those things, of these Walmarts being actual prisons, man. Okay, where they're going to be set up to be housing and detaining centers. Like the dream the sister had, the lady they showed on TikTok, I think the mother had a dream or something like that of Walmarts being turned into prisons. And me personally, I've been speaking on that since like 2011, man. Been knowing about that for over 10 years. And brothers, they've been speaking on it a lot, sooner than we have. So, it's coming to pass. But it says, "And the trumpet should give a sound, which when every man heareth, they should suddenly be afraid. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies." Okay, meaning that family, friends is already a division now. People's families are not dealing due to the shit that's going on in the news. People are like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. We ain't trying to talk to this person. All because the person didn't want to go get that filthiness pumped in their body. So now they're the evil ones, man. Like, give me a break, man. How can you shun somebody out because they chose not to do what everybody else did? And then when you sick and throwing up and looking stupid, then the joke's gonna be on your dumb ass. Cause now the people that ain't dealt with it, you gonna be trying to get advice from them. Well, what do you do? Here motherfuckers ain't get the shit and they perfectly fine and good health, but you dummies out there that took that shit, all of a sudden your ass is the one that's getting ready to drop dead. Put 2 and 2 together, man. You let these stupid fucking talking heads like this fucking neck nigga fucking Joe Biden, you gonna let this 3-piece monkey suit wearing demon tell you what to do with yourself when this clown can't even formulate a sentence properly. And then you got that fucking hook-nosed, shrimp-nut midget, Falsey, that clown. This nigga has been exposed in scandals, okay? Pretty much dooming humanity for what it is. And yeah, you idiots out there still trust this fucking devil. That's why the scriptures say that trust in Egypt should be your shame. And I'm glad for you people that went down there and believed in this man's son, this madness, man, because now the joke's finna be on you. Like this stupid ass nigga supervisor, man. This nigga's in the, hey, look, man, I'm gonna tell you like this. Cause, I know you probably watched the videos. I'm gonna say it like this, man. Hey, good for you, man, all right? And I pray the Most High take your ass out. Because my prayers seem to be answered. You in there a third time, nigga, all right? And the Most High is gonna get rid of you. Because you ain't right any goddamn way. Anyway, and it says, "And shall stand in fear with those things that dwell therein. And the springs of the foundation shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And whosoever remain from all these things, or all these that I have told thee, shall escape and see my salvation at the end of your world." Okay? And hey, we're getting ready to get salvation any day. So anyway, I'm gonna end it there. All praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bahashimi Hawashai Bahashim Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.